Are you a man over 40 suffering from that condition that we all dread? Is your wife discontent? Is your marriage on the rocks? Today we're going to address that problem. If you or someone you love suffers from that nasty condition, bioaugerectomy, we're going to talk about it and shed light on this awful, awful condition. If that's you, count your blessings you found this video. I'm going to help you get started on the right path. And you can have an auger to be proud of. First things first, let's find the knife. Okay. So, with Prime shipping, I had it in a couple of days, and it fit within the budget. Those are the two criteria. I needed it pretty fast, and I didn't want to spend a fortune. It comes equipped with an 8-inch auger bit, 2 horsepower motor, I think a 5-year warranty. And a handsome blue alloy steel or some sort of material for the casing. Let's bring you in for a closer look. Let's do a flyover. That's what we got. It already came assembled. Not that that would have been complicated, but saves a few seconds, I suppose. Let's take a look in here and look at the accessories. So before we get too far into the assembly, I do want to touch up on some specifications, because that is really important to at least some of us. It's 52 cc's, and that's between 2 and 3 horsepower. So it's a little over 2 horsepower. I know some places, if you do some research, there's some disagreement, because it's listed in some sources as being 3 horsepower. It's close, but it's not quite there. Also, its fuel mixture is 30-to-1. It also notes that you can use a 50-to-1 premix if you wanted to, but again. So we got it runs on about 1.3 kilowatts, 7,000 RPMs. It holds about 1 liter of fuel. The bit length is 24 inches. Some places says 30 inches, but I just measured it with the old tried and true tape measure, and unless my tape measure is wrong, it is 24. So you can dig a 24-inch hole. If you need something deeper than that, you better plan on buying some extension rods, extension pieces to put into the auger bit. What else? That's enough. So let's get the cracking here, get this thing put together, and so we can dig.
I'm digging up bones.
Oh, something else. Let me butt in and tell you about the distribution and manufacturing of it. It comes from overseas, around Shanghai, China, I think is what it says. It's distributed by Great Circle USA out of California. And what else? The brand name is LandWorks. LandWorks. So you can find more information about them at www. That stands for World Wide Web. www.greatcircle.com. Yeah. So let's get on here with the assembly. Let's take a close-up and personal aerial view of this motor before we get fuel in it. Here we got the spark plug area. Let's rotate it to see what else we got here. Let's see here. I can't figure out how to get that open right now. Oh, yeah, open it from, there's the filter. Okay. Always helps when you open it from the right side. Of course, can't get it back closed. There we go. All right, so we got the priming bulb is down here. And let's see, crank. Right. Gas tank. This is kind of a soft steel, of course, as you might imagine. We're not using anything too high quality on this motor, hence the affordability. In other words, be careful when you're tightening these bolts and when you're tightening those screws to screw down the mechanism. Just be careful not to over tighten. Back to the spark plug there. So that's a 360 of the motor. We'll set it up, get some fuel in here in a moment. Got the fishtail spike on there. Well, that was fun. We had a little gas spillage, but thankfully we read the manual, and the manual told us it was flammable, so I didn't light any matches. I didn't go on a smoke break or anything, so it's all good. Just be cautious because the lines were not connected, the fuel lines, and it was just running out of there, just pouring out of there, let me tell you. So make sure those lines are connected when you assemble yours. I filled my fuel up just maybe halfway on the tank at this point. But that's all good because now we wiped it down, wiped that gas, and it's clean. We wiped it, so it's all worked out well. Now it's a clean machine, cleaner than it was when it got to us. It reeks of gasoline, but some people like that. All right, let's give this bad boy a yank here and see if the gasoline is worth all the trouble. Welcome back to another exciting day, day 2 of augering. What can be more exciting than digging hole after hole after hole after hole after hole? Feel like a fool. I set a lofty goal, digging all these holes. It's not cool. This is day 2. We're loaded full of, look at my hair. What is going on? Looks like it's praising the Lord. I've set a lofty goal, digging all these holes, that's for sure. I've got several more to go in this series. This is day 2. We're pumped full of caffeine and ibuprofen. We're as ready as we're ever going to be. So far, so good. I just sat down and ate a little bite. Had a little bit of a late lunch. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I started about 8:30 this morning setting that first post. And by 1 o'clock I have all the posts in the holes. They're not all set, but... Oh, by the way, you know, the real star of the show today, I mean, besides myself, is this auger. I mean, this auger by LandWorks. It's doing okay. It really is. There it is. We got it dirty. It hits those big roots. Well, sometimes you gotta get out the old digging bar then, but nonetheless, you get your hole started. You get your hole cleaned out more or less. Sometimes you gotta take the post hole digger and put it, clean up the hole and put in the finishing touches, but tweak it a little bit. But the auger, good investment for my particular project here. Most of the holes were no problem, but just a few of them had some sizable roots that had to be. Took the Sawzall and I got them out of there. Oh, by the way, and I know I'm not the only one to think of this. I'm not the first one to do it, but I'm not patting myself in the back or anything, but I had an epiphany. I said, Casey, I said to myself, Casey, why don't you just use this line, this string, run it from one corner post all the way to the other corner post, loop it back around over top of that far post, and secure it over here. That way you can set the alignment of the post vertically, and also you can align them by height as well when you set them in the holes. Some of you are like, Casey, we do that every day. That's like protocol. It's like elementary. But yep, kind of thought of it myself today. Anywho, we got the post in the holes. We have the entry is going to be over here. We got more holes to do a little bit later, but we got a great start on this project. Let's get these posts set.